how they're going to be collecting all these artifacts, put them together. You would just shock me with the number that Tutankhamun has. And it was just like, how many weeks would it take me to go around the Grand Egyptian Museum before I'm done with it? So what can be done about that? How's it going to work?
Well, it's easy. First of all, if I advise, and I know that Dr. Anan is a good listener, that I know. And I praise him on that, by the way. We've been doing a couple of campaigns lately and in the last 2 years or something, and he listened, and there's a great deal of this. So I say, after we make the grand, huge opening, I think we should take some of Tutankhamun's, especially Tutankhamun's collection, put some in Luxor, because that's where he was buried. So at least we will have to have a museum in Luxor for Tutankhamun. A museum called Tutankhamun, with the entrance in the form of the golden mask, something special.
So you're assuming that there should be a reshuffle to the artifacts. They shouldn't all be put in one area. They should be sort of spaced out to give the different other touristic attractions in Egypt its own weight.
Yes, and I'm one of the people who like to not concentrate on one room. An Egyptologist once said, museums are dangerous places, because his point of view is not to put everything in one construction. So I need to, number one, do this. Number two, the human factor. The human factor is important. We're talking about technology, but we are also talking about the human factor, meaning, for example, the guides. How are you going to manage doing this if the tourist has got 3 hours? How are you going to do this? Egyptian tour guides are experts in doing this, by the way. They can they can do a museum in 45 minutes. They can do a museum in 3 hours. I explained the museum once in 7 hours. 7 hours. It was a lecture of 7 hours to Americans. And the doors were closing. And it was like, come on, Mr. Bassam, we are closing, something like that.
Whoa.
But I say, no way are you going to be able, as a tourist, to enjoy. To visit is something. To learn is something. To visit, learn, and enjoy is something else.
All right.
So to do this in a grand museum like that, you are definitely in need of more than one visit.
Okay, but I'm very excited about how you both sort of complement each other in your ideas concerning the Egyptian Grand Museum. You're talking about management, and you seem to know very well how it goes, what it's like from a tour guide perspective. Now let's put both ideas together and see how we're going to actually implement that. I'm a tourist, and I'm going to step in at the Egyptian Grand Museum gate, and I want to know exactly how my tour is going to go.
Okay, I'm going to
I want to come out,
yeah.
Not with a headache, not being lost, not overpacked with information, really inspired and enjoyed and learned. So
and
how
not
is this
out.
Exactly, and not stuck in one room. Exactly. So how is this going to happen? Because that's the thing. You want to do something, you have to do it right. Otherwise, it's just not just a waste of money; it's a waste of everything, right? And I think management is the key word here. How are we going to do that, Dr. Yahya?
Well, actually, it depends on